Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Democracy 4. So, I asked folk in the Discord channel what they'd like to see next on a Democracy 4 run, and Asrius suggested Gandhi the Tyrant. Now, unfortunately, India is not one of the nations that are available yet, at least not one of the default ones. Very well, possibly one in a mod, but for now I'm just sticking with default nations until I go through them all. So I thought I'll take his idea of tyranny and do the next best thing and apply tyranny to his home country of France. So thank you, Asrius. You have subjected France to a new monarchy. So what we're going to be doing is going for a sort of authoritarian playthrough with the long-term goal of completely abolishing elections, so increasing the election mandate time and the number of years you can be re-elected over and over and over until it's effectively a new monarchy. I'm leaving all of the initial stats as they are. So our party will be the New Monarchists. The main opposition is the Republicans, and we have the Liberals as the third party there. Okay, so looking at our stats here, we've got moderate GDP, nothing to write home about, quite high unemployment, moderate health education, poverty is fine, crime is quite high. As always, I'm going to jump in and change the cabinet ministers. I'm going to go for this guy here. Patriot is probably going to be one of the groups we're really focusing on, along with conservative groups. So he should be quite happy with our policies, conservatives and the poor. And we've got some better qualified people up here, but they're siding with the liberals and trade unionists, socialists. Not sure how we're going to go right wing, left wing economics wise. So I'm not sure I want to go too much into that. We've got one of motorists and self-employed. We should be making them quite happy. Okay, a very well skilled person here likes religious and trade unionists. And let's probably push the religion angle a little bit. Makes sense. Creating a new monarchy. Monarchies are based on, religion. God choosing the ruler and all that. Go for this one. Spotting environmentalists and middle income. Initially not loyal. Hopefully our loyalty will go up over time. Someone who likes parents and commuters. They should be easy to keep happy. And lastly, I'll go for this person, retired and poor. Can see if we can make them happy. It's got a bit of a split cabinet, but hopefully the cabinet will be happy going forwards. Okay, so we've got a number of issues here, as always. So respiratory disease, again, I think that's just mapping COVID. We have a doctor's strike, prison overcrowding, antisocial behaviour is there, really annoying the conservatives, and lowering tourism, and we've got an organised crime problem. So crime-wise, that seems rather a big problem. Got something flashing over here. We've got a incredibly uncompetitive economy. Embarrassingly so. That's maxed out. And on top of that, we've got corporate exodus. So companies are leaving for overseas due to really strict corporation tax and labour laws. We do have some good things. We've got the EU membership, giving us this monetary policy, giving us a little bit of a boost, particularly to GDP, which is quite nice. And we are a member of the European Union, so that gives various bonuses around here, some penalties. And we have the Erasmus program as part of being an EU member, and so that's studying within the EU. So generally just supports people studying, volunteering abroad, going to different universities in other countries, making that as easy as possible. So we have a little bonus to education, either a little bit happier. And then, as is so often the case, we are running a deficit of 20 billion. It's not the end of the world, but it's a fair bit. And we are 2.4 trillion euro in debt. Also, just looking at our general breakdown here, we have very large amounts of liberal and middle income. So that is going to be a bit of a problem. We're going to have to find a way to reduce liberalism if we're going to move towards monarchy type things here. Have a very large portion of the population as socialists. Again, not sure how well that's going to fit in with what we're doing. We do have a lot of motorists, so we can try and make them happy. Okay, so I'm thinking my sort of flagship policy is going to be compulsory work for the unemployed. Really boosts GDP, makes middle income people happy, which are going to be a major voting base for us, and does directly lower unemployment. Does take a lot of political power to put through since it is such a controversial issue. So we'll need to save some political power for that. But just to get things started, I am going to kick things off with the telecommuting initiative. Hopefully, helping the environment just a little bit, increases productivity, makes parents happy. Okay, credit rating downgraded, not very good. Hopefully we can address that. Crime is on its way down. Looks like there's about to be a teacher strike. Got a global economic boom, which is going to be helping things. Okay, so we can put this in as our flagship policy. Begins lowering the number of socialists, directly impacts unemployment, and helps boost GDP directly. It's one of the few things you can get that just outright boosts GDP. So that's certainly big, expensive. Hopefully it'll start getting the economy going in the right direction. So whether we should do positive discrimination or not, I'm going to reject this. Again, we're going for a sort of conservative playthrough. And we're getting very close to tax evasion kicking in. I want to do something about the corporate exodus, and I'm going to start off by evening out the labour laws a little bit. And so that should also help with the doctor strike situation, help just lowering that down a little bit. Cost quite a bit up front. And I also want to reduce our corporation tax. Again, that should have a huge impact on the corporate exodus, as well as an additional bonus to uncompetitive economy. Going to cost us a little bit in the short run, but we'll just have to accept that. Tourist has been murdered. That's really hurt our tourism. Tax evasion has started, annoyingly. And vigilante mobs is about to start, so we really have to do something about the crime. Okay, so it doesn't actually cost too much to really boost our spending on prisons. That'll hopefully get rid of the prison overcrowding issue. I'm going to implement the witness protection program, help push down crime. And nice and cheap, let's put in National Armed Forces Week. Makes us out to be a strong leader, makes patriots happy, and increases their membership. So hopefully that will get around to getting us some more votes, despite the fact we're kind of tanking everything right now. Okay, a major donor abandoned the party, it's not great. So whether to allow fracking, I'm going to allow it. It does annoy the environmentalists, but we do need something to boost our GDP. Rail strike is getting close, but not triggering yet. Having shifted our labour laws, that's going to help. Okay, I'm going to put in unexplained wealth orders, mostly to try and tackle tax evasion. So if you're claiming you're not getting a lot of tax, you're not earning a lot, but you've got a swimming pool, well, you're going to have to explain that. And it also helps tackle organised crime. And tackling corruption as well isn't bad. Also going to chuck in business startup campaign, help get some more self-employed voters, not unemployed voters. And finally, let's go for the enterprise investment scheme. Again, anything we can do to boost GDP right now. So we should end up with quite a lot of self-employed people, and they're all going to be very, very happy. Okay, so good news and bad news. Good news is prison overcrowding is gone. Bad news is credit rating has been downgraded again. GDP is up, crime is going down. Alright, to try and start saving money, I'm going to reduce the state pension. It was ridiculously high, and now putting it on a sort of more medium level. Okay, so for some reason this guy's getting upset, even though I've been doing a lot for motorists and self-employed people, but okay. Poverty is increasing, which isn't great. Crime is still going down. There's been a major sexual assault. That's really not good. I'm going to start getting rid of some policies that we currently have. So toll roads are hardly bringing in anything. They're really annoying motorists. So let's just get rid of that. Nice. Our credit rating has been upgraded. GDP is continuing to rise. Unemployment's continuing to drop. Continuing the trend of cutting expensive policies that aren't really helping us. I'm going to start with the state energy company. It's costing us 3.4 billion a quarter, and it's not doing a huge amount for us. And we get some money directly from that privatization. I'm going to use that to increase our intelligence services, help crack down on our crime issue. Okay, so corporate manslaughter bill. I'm going to block the law. Again, I'm siding against the trade unionists in this one. Deficit is nicely coming down. And get rid of the Labor Day bank holiday. Again, pandering to middle income, let's put in a welfare fraud department. Gets us more money than we spend on it. Unfortunately, a major factory just closed. And a bit more savings, let's get rid of the state telecom company. Get 100 billion out of that. You can put a bit more money into community policing. Does a really good job at tackling antisocial behaviour. Again, nice and cheap, let's implement Trade Council. A factory farming law, again, really trying to get our economy going, so I'm going to leave that unchanged. This guy's still unhappy. But we do have a new major donor. I'm going to further swing back labour laws, again to help corporate exodus and the doctor strike, so making this now really balanced. I'm going to put more money into small business grants. Actually, that's very costly, but it does a lot of things that we really want here, so I'm going to do that. It's going to be expensive, but really does help the GDP, self-employed, and starts getting rid of a bit more of the socialism that we don't particularly want right now. Okay, one of our ministers resigned. That economy guy's not been happy for a while. I'll go for this lady, I think. Actually, let's go for him. Jean-Claude Leroux. Farmers and middle income. Organised crime has gone away. Crime is massively dropping off. GDP is increasing. And we've got another credit rating upgrade. I'm going to put in a national business council. Seems like another good idea. And to make the motorists happy and the environmentalists, I'm going to put in a clean fuel subsidy. It's not that expensive, does help the environment directly. So this guy's unhappy. He wants to put in religious banknotes. Maybe. Civil servants are on strike. Again, to wipe out our deficit completely now, I can get rid of the state rail company. That gives us an extra 11 billion on top of that. Now we should be running without any deficit. Okay, so hackers are breaching critical systems. I'm going to arrest them. Okay, so technology took a hit, but conservatives are happy. Okay, religious groups are starting to get angry with me. I'll do one thing to really make them happy. I will cancel the legalization of sex work. Let's chuck in a tourism ad campaign just to help get us some more money. Okay, so we've got a whistleblower within our Secret Service. Again, if we're going sort of authoritarian, we're going to prosecute. Spend a little bit of money on rural development grants, help lower unemployment even more, nice big boost to GDP, and just generally makes farmers happy. I'm going to try lowering corporation tax just a little bit more. just to see if we can get rid of the corporate exodus. So I think that would be a really big boost to our economy if we can get that last little bit over the line. Credit ratings being downgraded, that's not great. So one of our donors is demanding we implement right to die. I'm going to do so, but I'm going to put it on the minimum rating just to keep them on. Check in a cycling campaign, it's nice and cheap. People are happy with it. Perfect, so we've got rid of antisocial behaviour, and we've got egalitarian society. Okay, it's still siding with the right wing, so let's block the law that would force farmers to let people wander through their land. This guy really wants to make religious and trade unionists happy. Okay, I'm going to put a little bit of money into technology colleges, just because that really helps out. Patriots really like me, but there aren't many, so I'm going to start putting in some policies to help boost patriotism. Now I'm just going to boost foreign relations. Credit rating's been upgraded, excellent, and campaign speech time. Unemployment's falling, crime is next to nothing, GDP's on the way up. Okay, let's give a speech. So the first speech is boosting capitalists at the expense of socialists. There aren't that many socialists left now. Then retired people at the expense of the youth. And finally, just making farmers happy. There we go, nice overall effect. Certainly looking very popular right now with the voters. Corporate exodus is almost gone. Very nice, the corporate exodus has finally gone away. Okay, one of our donors is demanding that we legalise prisoner voting. I'm going to go ahead and do that. Our low levels of corruption is being praised. Credit rating's been upgraded again. A minister has resigned, one that supports state employees and parents. Looking like we're going to get 86% of the vote, so that's looking really good. Does look like we're going to get water shortage soon, so I'll need to do something about that. We have a nice surplus though. So let's try and do something about the water situation, compulsory water meters. Also, I've never done this. I'm going to implement citizenship for sale. So rich people can come over and buy citizenship. Gets us a little bit of money, improves GDP a little bit. Alright, election night. See how we do. Looking good so far. Oh yeah, looks like we've smashed it. So looking what we've done in our first term, we've smashed crime, privatised pretty much everything, did a good job lowering unemployment and helping the GDP improve. Environment took a hit though. Average temperatures did drop, so battling global warming is pretty good. As for where we are on the political compass here, we've been shifting very much to the capitalist side. Weirdly liberal, according to this. I don't think I was being particularly liberal, but okay. Okay, and then we are going to do a post-election reshuffle. Get this for free. I'm going to keep a couple of people. Everyone else is going to go, and I'm just going to have another look at them. Okay, farmers and middle income. And this guy, Patrick Lopez, conservatives and the poor. Hire this lady, poor and socialist. Try and make the poor happy in this next term. And go for this one, liberal and poor. Tax evasion went away. Gender neutral restrooms. I've just hired a load of people who are liberal, so I'm going to go ahead and side with the liberals on that one. So, all looks pretty good so far. We've got nice surplus coming in. Still got the doctor strike. That'll need to be a major target for the next chunk of the campaign. Economy is still uncompetitive, but that's definitely looking pretty nice all in all. But we will leave that there for this week. So if you enjoyed this, do consider leaving a like. I'd very much like to continue this one and look to extending our reign indefinitely in this. But until next time, I hope you've enjoyed that and hope you all take care. I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.